All right, when you're ready to continue your Report 8158 in Lesson 82, this step can be a little tricky, so I'm going to start recording from GDP itself. Move to Lesson 82, and then notice Report 8158 continued, double-click, read the screen, click Next. And here we see the option to open Report 8158A to create Report 8158B. Click that once. All right, this should open the file that you worked on before. I'm resizing so I can have my instructions over on the right. And then we're going to type the contents on page 310 to 312. So we move to the bottom where we left off. Click after the last paragraph. Place your insertion point there and then hit enter once, because the first thing we have is a side heading, which you will type in all caps and hit enter once. The next thing we encounter is the numbered list. So refer to your reference manual again for review of list formatting and correctly format the numbered list in the instructional approach section. The important thing to note here is that we have some multi-line list items, and they require a blank line between items as well as before and after the entire list. So at the end of this first line of the paragraph, we're going to hit enter twice. I'm going to turn on my show hide, then type your numbered items unformatted like so, inserting a blank line between each one. Then hit enter twice after. Go back to select the items and click the numbered list command in your paragraph group. While they are still selected, then hit decrease indent to move them to the left margin. Now the next thing you will notice is that we have a footnote to insert. If you need additional help with footnotes, see step 5, which points you to the reference manual on page 8 or the word processing manual page 92. But with the insertion point right where we want to insert a footnote, move to the references tab, click simply insert footnote. Notice how it inserts the number and jumps you right to the bottom of the page. At this point, type the first footnote that you see at the bottom of page 311 in your textbook. Be sure to punctuate it and apply italics to the title of the periodical or journal that you see there, International Business World. And then you can move back to after the blank line and continue typing the rest of the section. In this case, it's going to be seminar content, the side heading. Let's enter once. And then type the following 3 paragraphs up to the second footnote. I'm going to correct something here. Because we're not in this specific case to have a blank line before the side heading, I'm going to take out that one blank line there. The space will be inserted later. Okay, back here to our paragraphs. I'm copying and pasting them, and notice that while I didn't have a blank line after the side heading, I do have a blank line between the paragraphs. Now we're ready for our second footnote. So with the insertion point after the colon, I go back to the References tab and click Insert Footnote. And I'm ready to type the second one at the bottom of this page. This time we have a book, so be sure that you italicize the title of the book. Then move back up to your document, and after the footnote, I'm going to hit Enter twice and type the table. Notice step 6 for Table 1 indicates the formatting that you're going to apply to this table. First, I'm going to move to the Insert tab, insert a table with 2 columns and 10 rows. I'm going to select the whole table and change the font size to 12 because of the word default that we're trying to correct here. Okay, then select the first row and merge the cells. I'm going to turn off Show Hide for a moment. I'm going to type the title in all caps and bold and centered. And the title is Table 1, period, space, seminar topics. Press Enter 1 time. Then you can go back and change it to size 14. Select the next row and change to bold. Be sure that you take caps lock off and type instructional topic, tab, and type time. Tab one more time and fill in the content of the table. Once that is done, we're going to check that both columns are left aligned, and that's default, so they should be. Then we're going to auto-fit to contents by right-clicking, choose auto-fit to contents, then select the entire table, and we're going to center it horizontally. So we move to the Layout tab, choose Properties in the Tables group on the left, choose Alignment, Center, and OK. All right, now the one final thing is to have a blank line after the table as well. So hit Enter 1 time to create that blank line, and then continue on. Here is where we begin. You should type the rest of the content in this lesson as shown here. And then we're going to look at step 8 in the instructions for the quoted paragraph, which you should select and correctly indent as a long quotation, ½ inch from both the left and right margins. We're going to move to the paragraph dialog box and change the left indentation ½ inch and the right indentation ½ inch for that one paragraph. Then place your insertion point at the end of the paragraph because we need our third footnote here. So move to the References tab, click Insert Footnote, and then type it at the bottom of the page. Notice that this is from a website, so format this footnote correctly as shown. Now we're ready to apply the heading styles, and the first thing to do is the new part, the paragraph heading styles. Move to the Home tab, and we want heading 3 for these paragraph headings. There are 2 here, but there will be more later. Notice that the text in the video may appear larger than it will on your own screen because I have zoomed up to 130% to make it a little easier to see. Then we're going to move back to the side headings that we inserted in this section. Select Instructional Approach and apply heading 2, Seminar Content, heading 2. Be sure that there appears to be a blank line before and after your table, and you're ready to return to GDP. Edit your errors to 0, and we will be reopening this report in Lesson 83. All right, I have the advantage of preparation, so I'm at 0 errors already, but you should make your corrections here and then proceed on to the next step.